I noticed that he brought up the first topic of interest to him was education.
Mm.
And you were in the education group.
Yes.
Were you not?
Yes.
What do you think his interest in education was?
Well, he was quite specific that just, do we need to pause for that to stop ringing, or?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. He's a sound man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm real auditory. Okay. He was very clear in his response to the things that those of us who were in the education group had said, that he felt that where education worldwide had gone astray and is going astray, continues to go astray, is in the lack of a teaching of any kind of a value system. To use the word morality is almost uncomfortable for me because it's become such a cliche in the United States. It's been used by a very narrow constituency, you know, moral values and all this. It's become kind of a political football, and it's been stripped of the kind of meaning that he intended for it. The point that I brought to the discussion, which I think was connected to that, is that sometime around the middle of the Industrial Revolution, the mid to late 19th century and through the early 20th century, we got the strange idea that children are items on an assembly line and that schools are factories for the production of a standardized product that will be useful for industry or government or the military. And so those children whose neurology or learning style or whatever doesn't fit with this assembly line fall off the edge and get ignored. And similarly, those children who, and similarly those children who are, you know, above the curve or below the curve don't fit in. There's just all these. And the other part of that was that we lost mentorship. We had this traditional, I mean, we had a 7,000-year educational history in the Buddhist tradition, in the Western tradition, of teacher as mentor, of teacher as role model. If you were the student of Hippocrates, you became Hippocrates. If you were the student of Michelangelo, you became Michael. I mean, that was the goal. If you were a Rembrandt student, you tried to become Rembrandt. And you didn't just learn their skills, you learned their value system. And in a factory manager's job is not to impart his or her values to the workers in the factory or to the product that's being produced on the assembly line. And so while he was suggesting that one way to bring values, morality, moral values back into humanistic values, back into humanity, would be to bring some form of religion back into the schools, he then asked himself the question, but what religion? You know, and then he said, and this obviously is not the solution, so, I mean, these are my words, not his, but so there must be some way of bringing values in, and I think that dismantling a factory school system and going back to the classic model, I mean, this is just very much an experiment that we've been playing out the last 100 or 200 years, and we're finding that it's an experiment that doesn't work and that is wounding incredible numbers of children and adults.